Imagine waking up one morning, opening your crypto wallet, and realizing that the coins you thought were safely stored are suddenly gone. Not because you misplaced them or because of a market crash, but because someone quietly intercepted your transaction and redirected your funds without you even noticing. Sounds terrifying, right? Well, that's exactly why I'm making today's video. What I'm about to share could very well protect you from one of the most serious security threats we've ever seen in the crypto industry. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this. The scale of this exploit is massive. The technique is extremely clever, and almost anyone involved in crypto could be affected. So if you hold any amount of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Tron, Litecoin, or any other digital asset, you'll want to pay very close attention. This isn't just about beginners making silly mistakes. It's something advanced users, developers, and even professionals in the space could fall victim to if they're not careful. Hey guys, welcome back to Whiteboard Crypto Update. In today's video, we will talk about XRP Future. So be sure to stay focused, as you surely don't want to miss out on this. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications by hitting the bell so you never miss any of our uploads. Please remember, this is not a financial advice video. So let's break this down from the very beginning. Recently, several well-known developers in the crypto ecosystem were compromised, and the information they revealed is alarming. A huge exploit has surfaced that targets crypto apps and wallets. Think about that for a second. Whether you're using a centralized exchange, a mobile wallet, a browser extension like MetaMask, or even some custom-built application, you could be in the danger zone. The exploit is spreading quickly, and while some developers have already started addressing the issue with emergency patches and updates, the truth is that many apps remain vulnerable because this attack is so fresh, so unexpected, and so cleverly disguised. The root of the problem lies in JavaScript. For those who might not be familiar, JavaScript is the backbone programming language that powers the majority of web applications, and the crypto industry heavily relies on it. According to Charles, one of the experts who first sounded the alarm, this is essentially a large-scale supply chain attack. What does that mean? Well, a reputable developer's NPM account, a service where developers share reusable code packages, was hijacked. The attacker then slipped in malicious updates to popular packages that are used across countless crypto apps. To put this into perspective, those compromised packages have already been downloaded over 1 billion times. That's not a small number. That's practically the entire JavaScript ecosystem being poisoned. Here's the scary part. The malicious code doesn't just sit there. It actively hijacks transactions. Let's say you want to send crypto to a friend, a business, or even an exchange deposit address. Normally, you enter the wallet address, double-check it, and confirm the transaction. The malware manipulates this process in two terrifyingly effective ways. The first method is called clipboard hijacking. Many of us copy and paste wallet addresses because they're long, complicated, and easy to mess up. What the malware does is intercept the address you copied and secretly replace it with an attacker-controlled address that looks almost identical. To the human eye, it appears correct, but a few characters are different. Unless you carefully verify every single character, you might never notice the difference. The second method is even more sophisticated: transaction interception. This technique hooks directly into your wallet's functions. When you go to sign a transaction, the malware swaps out the destination address before the final confirmation prompt even appears. That means the address you see might not even be the real one you entered. It's already been altered behind the scenes. And yes, this has been confirmed by multiple blockchain security firms. BlockSec, for instance, explained that around 24 very popular NPM packages, such as color name and color string, were compromised. These packages are widely used in crypto apps, and they now contain code that reroutes funds to attackers instead of your intended recipient. Now, you might be wondering, how is this even possible? Isn't it cryptographically impossible to generate wallet addresses that look similar to someone else's? And that's a great question. In fact, one user asked the same thing. The explanation is both simple and frightening. The attackers don't generate matching addresses on the fly. They already control a massive database of pre-generated addresses, probably millions of them. When you paste or enter an address, the malware automatically selects one that looks visually similar to your intended recipient. Maybe one or two characters are different, but the overall appearance is close enough to fool most people. It's basically social engineering baked into code. And here's what makes this exploit so dangerous. It doesn't just affect newcomers. Even experienced traders and developers could be fooled because the techniques are subtle and happen in the background. When you're rushing to complete a transaction or when you trust an app you've been using for years, you don't expect the very foundation of that app's code to have been compromised. That's why this is being called one of the largest crypto exploits ever discovered. So what can you do to protect yourself? First and foremost, your last line of defense is always the final confirmation screen. Whether you're using a mobile wallet, a browser extension, or a hardware wallet, make it a habit to double and triple check every single character of the destination address before hitting approve. Yes, it's tedious, but one slip could mean losing everything. Experts have emphasized that hardware wallets still provide some protection, but even they're not immune if the malware tampers with the transaction data before it reaches your device. That's why careful manual verification is critical. It's also worth noting that this malware doesn't retroactively change transactions you've already made or contracts you've already signed. So if you placed limit orders on a decentralized exchange in the past, those are safe. The risk comes with new transactions moving forward. That means every time you copy an address, paste it, or approve a transfer, you're potentially vulnerable. Now, the good news is that many wallets and apps are already working on emergency updates to patch this vulnerability. MetaMask, Trust Wallet, and others are very likely to release fixes soon, if they haven't already by the time you're watching this. But until then, awareness is your best shield. Knowing that this attack exists gives you the opportunity to slow down, verify carefully, and avoid falling into the trap. Let me also add that this is not just some small-time exploit. It's a coordinated attack that could impact billions of transactions across the globe. If you think about how many people use JavaScript-based apps daily, not just in crypto, but across the internet, you'll realize how far-reaching this compromise really is. But in the crypto world, the consequences are more immediate and devastating because once your coins are gone, they're gone. To wrap this up, let me give you one last piece of advice. In crypto, there's an old saying, don't trust, verify. That principle has never been more relevant than it is right now. Always verify the addresses. Always double-check the final confirmation. And never assume that just because you've been using an app for years, it's automatically safe. Exploits evolve, attackers adapt, and the only way to protect yourself is by staying informed and being extra cautious. Well, guys, that's all we have for you today. What are your thoughts on XRP? Get involved and let us know in the comments down below. Thank you.